Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Game Junk Podcast, episode 258, recording on Monday, January 19th, 2026. My name is Frank.
My name is Sean.
And my name is Andrew.
And on this week's episode, we will be doing our annual wrap-ups, replays, stats for all of the various gaming platforms. Some bad news surrounding this, but we'll get into that. If you're anticipating a top 10 list in true Game Junk fashion, not ready yet. Next week will most likely be discussing the Xbox showcase or partner showcase. I don't know technically what it's called. And then the week after that will be our top 10 list. So the cramming is happening. Trust me. How are you guys doing?
Well,
Pretty good.
I'm not gaming very much, so not much cramming on my end. But other than that, it's going great.
Sean, are you cramming? I saw you playing Yote.
I'm cramming. I mean, I've been jumping around to a lot of different things, but yeah, I got a few things I'm just going to try to focus on finishing now.
Yeah, I 100%ed Prime 4 Beyond.
Huge.
And onto Yote. Kind of want to get Doom Dark Ages in there too. We'll see what happens. But that's not what this week is about. That's for another time. This is about numbers, stats. Who's the hardest gamer here?
Oh, yeah.
Not including your kids fluffing up your stats either. Okay. Before we get into it, some sad news. Some truly sad news.
Disastrous.
Sean texted me in like half a sleep coma. I had a little nap before the show and he said, bad news, PlayStation wrap-up is no longer available. Devastation sets in. I didn't even check my numbers. I didn't even get to see these numbers. I waited to be surprised myself on this show, and I probably missed out on an exclusive avatar or some other thing as well.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Well, that's swag.
I'm gutted. Absolutely gutted, but we found a workaround. Not ideal. Sean found true trophies. We're going to use true achievements because Xbox did not do one this year. Nintendo's, the reason why we're late is they didn't release theirs until last week. Can we just agree to release these at the same time and have a window where we can check this stuff? Like what?
Yeah.
Why does this cost them anything to keep it open? I don't even understand.
I don't know.
It's ridiculous. Yeah, January 8th is when PlayStation took theirs down, so it was only up for, I think, a month. Not even.
I mean, I can check my Apple Music replays for the last 10 years. I can. This is such a weird thing. Anyway.
The only thing that'd be worse would be like releasing a top 10 list for 2025 in like February. Like, who would do that?
I don't think that's that crazy. I really don't. There's games that release in December. How can these other websites, how can they have played every game and really given them their due time?
Because that's all they do with their lives.
That's all I do with my life, and I don't have time.
Oh, well. So, good point.
Believe it. I just want to say my PlayStation hours number, I'm guessing it would have been around 1,500 hours, which I don't think anyone's ever hit 1,000 before on here. And I'm really pissed that I didn't get to see that number.
That's a big number.
We got to move on. Let's start with Steam Replay. Who wants to go first?
I could go first
All right.
since I'll be the worst of all of us, I imagine, on all
I'll
these.
be the worst for Steam.
So mine says number of games played 36, excuse me. But then below that it says 26 new games and 8 demos. So I'm not sure how this number comes about. I guess the demos don't count and new games are just games that were released this year, potentially.
Yeah, it seems like the demos do not count.
Yeah.
I want to know Sean's demo numbers.
got a
This
lot of
guy looks a demo head.
Should I keep going or are we going to just stop there?
Yeah.
Okay. I unlocked 226 achievements, 4 of them being rare achievements. And I played 82% of the time with a keyboard and mouse.
All right.
Whoa.
I know. And then I'll
What were your top 3 games? Just
top
say
three
your
ga-
top 3.
Okay. Proverbs, which is that like unlock. It's like a paint by numbers almost game. I don't know if you guys remember this.
Yeah.
And then Final Fantasy 3 and Chrono Trigger. Those are my top 3 games, apparently. 20%, 14%, 13%. I don't even remember playing Final Fantasy 3 or Chrono Trigger that much, so that tells you something about these numbers here. Probably pretty low.
All right, Sean, what do you got?
All right. This is probably my best of the bunch, and it's probably still not that great, but 99 games played, 13 more than last year. That includes 70 new games, very focused on the new releases, 52 demos. Probably could have been more. That
One a
doesn't
week.
seem that high to me, but yeah.
He's dabbling. He's a dabbler.
One per week. 268 achievements unlocked, 3 rare.
That's
87%.
Sorry, that's so funny because that's basically how many I unlocked. But how long you play these games for? Like 5 minutes?
How many rare achievements did you have?
I had 4. He had 3.
All right.
More rare achievements.
I'm going to get one of these stats. I'm going to get the victory in one of these.
87% played with controller.
Whoa.
I guess because Steam Deck. Now here's the weird thing. My top 3 games, this kind of throws the whole thing out the window. It makes no sense. So Pipistrello and the Cursed Yo-Yo is number 1. Guns of Fury number 2. Number 3 is the Drifter demo, which I probably only played about half an hour of. So I have no idea how that's number 3. It makes no sense. So like, unless I left it on for 24 hours or something weird like that, like.
Or you played every other game for under 20 minutes.
No, it's probably a Steam Deck thing. Did you play it on Steam Deck?
No, that one actually I played on PC.
All right. Is that it for you, Sean?
That's it.
Okay. My Steam replay, I basically did not play Steam this year. I signed in a couple times, probably to try like cross save features and things of that sort. But 11 games played, 22 fewer than last year, 8 new games, 7 demos, 33 achievements unlocked, 7 rare achievements.
Wow.
So I had the most rare achievements, which pretty proud of that. Basically importing Hades 2 save data and popping some
you cheated.
There. Hey,
wow.
You guys cheated way worse than I did. At least I got those achievements legit. 36% played with keyboard and mouse, 64 with controller. My top 3 games: The Seance of Blake Manor, Borderlands 4, and Call of Duty. And just to put that in perspective, I probably played 1 session of an hour for The Seance of Blake Manor. So we're looking at about 2 hours total played on Steam this year. The PC gaming dream is dead. It's forever dead.
Yeah.
Okay, next up. True achievement summary for Xbox, my year on Xbox. Once again, we have to thank the wonderful people at Xbox for removing their replay, probably because they would be so embarrassed by the stats people shared for their system because no one plays it because it's a hunk of junk. Okay, Huck, give us the numbers.
Okay, so we're actually hitting play on our My Year on Xbox.
Yeah. How much game? Let's start with gamer score earned.
Are we gonna do 1 page each before, or am I gonna do the whole thing?
Do all your pages.
Oh my god, it keeps. I hit pause. It didn't pause. 1 second.
You just don't advance it.
It auto advances like a big pain in the ass.
Stupid. Fuck you, Phil. If you're listening, why don't you get the stupid replay up again?
Okay, I think I got it paused now. Okay. My gamer score 4,792, 340 less than last year. So an embarrassing Xbox showing. Then the next page is about how much I played each month. Skip this. Yes.
Yeah.
How many games did I play? 60. My most played game was No Man's Sky, of course. Love that game. 50 hours played, 4 trophies, 128 gamer score. How many achievements did I unlock in 2025? 244. My rarest achievement was called Dog Catcher in Halo, some game I can't make. It looks like Master Chief Collection. Oh yeah, and it was kill 1,000 crawlers. That was a big one for me. I really worked hard to get that one. And then what's next? How many games did I complete? 0.
Hey, that's weird. So did I. How does that make sense?
Highest scoring games, Among Us, followed by Madden 24, followed by Super Hot Mind Control Delete. I don't know if I played any of those games. I probably played Madden 24.
All right, so these, just for the record, I do have to play. These are your children playing these games. Clearly, No Man's Sky. You did not play this year, correct?
I did not, no.
So 50 of those hours are for someone else. I think we're
there's some DLC
I think
stats.
it's time to have
did those.
to have the talk with the kids. It's time you had your own profile, or
They do for Steam, which is why my Steam numbers are not juiced. So, and they do have their own accounts for Switch. So it's just PlayStation and Xbox. Oh, actually, on PlayStation they have their own accounts. It's just Xbox. This is my only juiced one, to be honest.
All right, okay.
And then
John, is yours juiced or for Xbox?
Yeah, it's a mix.
Okay. Well, I think Huck still has a few more to go.
I don't know. Do I want to do 33 genres played, 13 open world, 11 third-person shooters, 11 first-person shooters? How many days of the year did you unlock achievements? 101. Seems pretty good.
Not bad. That's pretty good.
5-day streak was my longest. And how do you compare to the average 2 achievements member? I am
Nah, we won't do that one.
not in good shape. Let's just say that. And what a year. Why not share my stats about my No Man's Sky playing? That's it. A true gamer.
All right, Sean.
No Man's Sky.
Okay. So let's see here. Gamer score 2025, 5,410.
Ooh, we're
Which was
pretty close.
1,300 less than last year. How many games did I play? 50. How many achievements did I unlock? 226. My rarest achievement was lousy references in Goat Simulator 3.
Solid.
Play that game a lot, Sean?
Love it. What's next? How many games did I complete? So yeah, it says 0. I don't know. Is that based on like 100%ing a game?
Yeah, that's
or
1,000 of 1,000
okay.
achievement score.
Yep. Okay, that's right then.
That's right on. Right on.
DLC stats.
I think we're good, unless there's a summary thing you want.
Wait, it was. Did it not show? Did it show you your top games, Huck?
Yeah, it did on the third bullet or fourth bullet
highest
point.
Scoring games: Keeper, Revenge of the Savage Planet, Doom: The Dark Ages.
Those feel like legit, Sean.
Yeah, those are legit Sean games.
30 genres played.
30 genres? There's 30 genres of games?
I guess so. What were my top genres? Let's see. Open world, platformer, and party games. 98 days of the year, I unlocked achievements. And I think that's it.
All right. My gamer score for 2025, pretty big, actually. 1920. I'm surprised. These are all, I would say 90% of these trophies or achievements were achieved on PlayStation and were synced up and auto-popped on Xbox.
Oh my goodness, this guy.
How many games did you play? 10. How many achievements did I unlock? 89. My rarest achievement, Roman Scholar in Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, collected all journal notes in Rome. How many games did I complete? I get another one. I completed one game.
There you go.
Autobot?
My top three highest scoring games: Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, Keeper, and what was the last one? Went away pretty quick. Might have been Call of Duty. DLC stats. How many different genres did you play? 12. Top genres: roguelike, hack and slash, and action adventure. And how many days did I unlock achievements? 19. Good stuff. Good stuff.
I'm kind of
The stats of a dying console.
I was just thinking about this. Like, I'm surprised that. So I played Exhibition 33 on Xbox through cloud streaming, and I've been playing a lot of my games through cloud streaming because I have it on my TV upstairs, and I don't see any of those games in here. And so on my highest scoring games, I don't know how you define scoring. I guess maybe it's gamer score. It must be, because the super hot game that's on my list here, it says it only got played for an hour. So I wonder, and I don't see any reference to any of the streaming stuff. But I mean, it doesn't really show you that much, to be honest. So,
I mean, Huck, it's not your fault. There's only one person to blame for this. Phil Spencer.
100%.
He is the one
He
who's
messes up.
responsible. He's supposed to create a community for all gamers across the world, and then he cuts features like this.
How dare he?
What a joke.
Agreed.
All right, on to Nintendo. Finally.
Okay.
Scarlet Fever. Now we're
Scarlet
talking.
Fever.
Now we're getting hot.
Now we're talking. Okay. Oh, crap. Sorry. I got to sign in. Hang on. I'm not prepared.
Do you want me to lead it off?
Sure. Yeah. Lead us off here. Oh, I got to enter a validation code.
Okay. Nintendo Switch 2025 year in review. How did I spend my time? Oh, what's this? You started playing on Nintendo Switch 2 this year. We hope you're having a blast.
I am.
Okay, back to it. You played 47 games and 184 hours this year.
That's pretty good. Sean, you got some good numbers.
Here are the games you played most. Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. This doesn't make sense. 34 hours, but my clear time was 22, so I don't get it. Super Mario Maker 2, 50 hours. That was not me. And Donkey
Here we
Kong
go.
Bonanza, 33 hours.
All right.
Action was my favorite kind of game, 45%. Played a lot in November. And then we got the month breakdown of top games for each month. And it's time to decide what was my favorite game. Well, I can't reveal that yet.
Whoa.
So I think that's it.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm ready to go. I can jump in. How many games did it say you played, Sean? Over how many hours?
47 games and 184 hours.
Wow. Okay. Crushed me. 14 games and 51 hours. Top games were Mario and Luigi. Sorry. Top game was Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, followed by Mario and Luigi Brothership, and followed then by the Super Nintendo emulator.
Nice.
Classic. Action was also my favorite kind of game. 37% action. And chart form, almost all in December. And then February and March of the previous year, of the beginning of the year. And month by month, not doing that. Time to decide. I also won't reveal which one it was.
All right. This was probably my biggest Nintendo gaming year in a long time. I played 41 games and 273 hours.
Whoa.
Oof.
My top games were Hades 2, 79 hours, Donkey Kong Bonanza, 57 hours, and Mario Kart World, 24 hours. My preferred genre is action at 50%. Very balanced: adventure, party, racing, shooting, role-playing. All of these stats were from May till December, nothing from January till April. And
Whoa.
what was my favorite of these games? I'll tell you. Donkey Kong Bonanza. a game that has been somehow forgotten in all these lists. It's so low on lists and disrespected for
Sure is.
creating such a unique and fun system of terrain damage and the technical achievement of being able to navigate digging through a world in a 3D space. The fact that this game has been disregarded makes me absolutely sick, but we'll get into that in a couple of weeks. So those are my Nintendo stats.
Before we leave Nintendo, if you guys keep scrolling down, it gives you the whole timeline from when you created a Nintendo account, and you can look at all your stats from every year. Nintendo knows how to do the wrap up right. Now, if they had like a full...
They should. They took an extra month to put it out.
Now, I wonder if they had a full like comparison. Now, that's where you can get into the real...
I didn't see that stat.
You got to just keep going down, and then there's a little button in the bottom right corner.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. All right,
Okay,
should
nice.
we move on to the big dog, the Blue Haze?
Yeah.
You ready?
It's time.
It is time. Okay. Oh, gosh, it's going ahead. It's getting too far ahead. 1 second. Let me... Okay, how many platinums did you unlock? 1. And it was in Subnautica. Classic game. I actually played that game. Legit. How many games did you complete? 1. Highest scoring games: Subnautica, Unicorn Overlord, and MLB The Show 24, which I did not play. How many trophies did I unlock? 189. And 14... Oh, gosh, that went so fast. Sorry. 14 gold and 1 platinum. And then a bunch of silver. 28 silver. Rarest non-platinum, some jetpack joyride game. Or trophy. How many games did I play? 24. Most played game was Unicorn Overlord. I did put in a lot of time into that game. That makes sense. 52 hours. And DLC, I'm going to skip. Different genres, 21. I'm not going to get into this. This seems like horse shit, this whole genre thing. How many days of the year did you unlock trophies? 83 with a 4-day active streak. And what's left? How do I compare? Probably not good. Ooh. Oh. I'm not even going to say these numbers. It's embarrassing. That's it.
All right. Sean.
All right. Well, this is, embarrassing. This is definitely my biggest embarrassment. I had barely played PlayStation at all this year. 0 games completed. Highest scoring games: Split Fiction, The Plucky Squire, and Ultimate Chicken Horse. 66 trophies unlocked. 0 platinum, 6 gold. Rarest trophy was from Split Fiction. Cake is Not a Lie. How many games did I play?
You're welcome, Sean. That was me, the trophy guide while we played.
Yep, definitely. 66 games played. No, 26 games played. Sorry. This is weird. Most played games. See, now the stats are definitely a little weird because Ghost of Yote is up there, but it says 12 hours played. That was not what I would have played in 2025, I don't think. So it might be factoring in 2026 playtime as well. 22 different genres, 32 days of unlocking trophies, and that's it.
All right.
All right.
Hit us with the juice here.
Okay. How many platinums did you unlock in 2025? 17.
Wow.
My rarest platinum trophy, the Rogue Prince of Persia, the Great Persian War. Only 0.5% of gamers have that trophy.
That's low. That's a tough one.
How many games did I complete? 16. My highest scoring games, Doom from 2016, the Rogue Prince of Persia, and what was the last one? Oh, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. How many trophies did I unlock? 1,187.
Wow.
and that's down from last year, I think. My rarest non-platinum, earn every metal type in arcade mode in Doom 2016. How many games did I play? 87. My most played game, Call of Duty.
Of course.
I'm a COD bro. I mean, my Battlefield numbers were pretty 190 hours for COD.
COD. Damn.
I think I'm at 130 already for Battlefield 6. Got to get those dailies. Jeez. And let's see here. Let's get back. I feel like I skipped too fast on that one. 87 games, most played. COD, and no, that's it. Oh, fuck. This thing's so slow. It sucks. Fuck you, Sony. I just want my classic wrap up. Okay, just waiting for these 190. Numbers just changed. They went down the second time I looked at it. DLC stats, 3 DLCs played. Huge. How many different genres? 36. How many days of the year did you unlock trophies? Sad. Not a trophy a day. 220. My longest streak was 23 days. And how do I compare to the average True Trophies member? I don't know what these numbers mean.
I think there's like a site score, and then there's like trophy count totals or something.
Yeah,
like
but I can't interpret them. Anyway, what a disappointment this was. I was so excited for this, and we get these third-party shitty numbers, and I apologize to the listeners and viewers on youtube.com/GameJunk. Next year, we'll know better. I didn't want to spoil the surprise, so next time I will spoil the surprise and gather these stats ahead of time.
You got to do it.
And I promise I will have better numbers next year. I'm only going to get better at gaming. That's one thing I know for sure. And I anticipate a number of 0 for Xbox next year.
Whoa.
Oh, no, wait. Never mind. I guess it depends if E-Day. Yeah, I won't do a day and date launch with PlayStation. So I might get some
Xbox. You got to go back. You got to come back.
All right. Well, let us know your numbers, how embarrassed people should be for having their children play on their profile, and who's the hardest gamer? Who games the hardest on this show? Who's the biggest loser on the show? That would be me.
Let us know.
That would be me. Okay.
Depends on your point of view.
I don't think it does. I think I'm a loser. If you're playing that many games, you're a pretty big loser. Okay, let's get into what we played. Who wants to go first? Anyone have anything new and exciting?
No.
Well, I'll tie a little bit of news into this. So I wanted to touch on the meta news and the death of VR.
Oh, yeah.
Because I actually did play some VR recently, and I'm going to talk about Deadpool VR, but the studio that just made this is no more. They just got shut down.
Yep.
And along with 3 or 4 other first-party meta development studios. So it really feels like they're getting out of games, basically. Like they're putting all their resources into AI stuff now.
Metaverse is dead, bud. Metaverse is dead.
The wearable glasses is still a thing they're trying out. But yeah, I mean, I guess it was inevitable. We kind of knew PlayStation VR, there's been hardly any new first-party games at all this year. And looks like Meta's going the same way, which I understand because, the only games that seem to make money for them are like Gorilla Tag and all those games anyway. So why bother spending
$10? What? Or some are free, right? Is Gorilla Tag
free?
free?
They're all free to play. So there's no point in spending millions of dollars developing, cutting edge new games when nobody's playing them.
I mean, to me, that's just a quick tangent. I know we've talked about this before, but there's kids play the shittiest games. The future for games is not going to be good. They're aesthetically disgusting. People have lost any ability to critique art or to evaluate games based on like design, fun. Like it's really sad where the state of gaming and game journalism and criticism is going, and it's not good. Like it.
Well, I
In
mean,
10 years, I think when kids that are growing up now, like think of how dominated the workspace in the gaming industry is by younger people. You know, they use a lot of younger people. There's obviously experienced older people at companies, but in terms of like employees, it's skews very young. So if they're playing these terrible free to play games and all this crap, I'm really sad for where gaming is going to end up in the next 10 or 15 years.
yeah, I mean, that's where all the money is because that's, they're just buying all the cosmetics and stuff in these games. But like it comes down to the fact that for the younger generations, gaming is social. It's about where your friends are. Sometimes, there's streamers and the humor is part of it. So if a game's kind of funny in some way, they've seen people play it and it looked like fun, then they're going to probably pick it up and play it themselves. And that's just where it's at. Like it's they just don't, they're not being exposed to why they should play these other, potentially better games. But I'm not judging. It's just the state of the world. And I'm sad that it does seem like VR is dying. Valve may be the last hope for this medium, but Deadpool VR.
Yeah, wasn't slop the like word of the year or something like that for 2025? Do you guys see that?
I believe it.
I mean, it's kind of gaming is going along the same path of everything else in the world of just shit being thrown out there and people consuming it because it's free and no one wants to pay for anything anymore. It's like the new Napster era when we're just the new musicians that need to adapt somehow.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean, it's not specific to VR either, right? Like
Yeah.
I mean, it'll be interesting with AI. Like maybe the future for VR is still like 20 years down the road when worlds are just like generated on the fly in 3D space via AI. And that's when things really become dynamic and interactive and we get something closer to Ready Player One world or something like that. But I think the tech and development costs just are too high right now for VR for the user base. And it's just going to take time for this stuff to get commoditized and for prices to come down. But AI is really going to fuck a lot of this shit up.
Before we jump to like the actual Deadpool VR game that you want to talk about, Dwight, did you guys see that Sony banned a publisher that does this shovelware shit? And they just put out like a whole bunch. It was called what's the name of the publisher? I think it was TH Games. Yeah, Thai Games, THI Games. And I guess they had like I guess they're the fourth biggest publisher on PlayStation, and all they had was shit games that are just like trophy hunting games. Every game's like $2, and it's all about just like playing to the Frankies of the world who want to pop that plat. They'll get those 17 plats a year by popping those $2.
You think any of my plats were THI games, bud?
Yeah, of course. How else do you get so many? But I mean, I think that's good. That's a good first step. Like, who wants to play this shit? And like, it's killing every other game. Like, you go to the PlayStation store and you have like, I don't know, let's say 10%, even 20% of games are this shit. You're never going to find anything. And they're all
half of them are like AI Gooner games that are
and all of them are named like something kind of similar to some other game that's actually, they're just trying to like, it's like a phishing scheme for games to get you to buy this crap. It's so frustrating. Like the fact that PlayStation lets this crap on their store is infuriating as a developer.
I mean, those games are on Nintendo too. Like
that's what I
the
mean. On
Switch
all
store is
platforms,
polluted now. Yeah.
Why do you let this shit on there? Like when I'm trying to develop a game and put it on PlayStation, you have to go through like an actual like application process that's like, give me your design doc, give me all this shit, and they have to approve it for you to get on the store. Like, I would like to see what people put in those. I'm gonna make a fucking clicker game that takes 5 minutes to complete and pops a trophy. Is that really what Sony's approving? Like, what else could they say in the description? It's just like infuriating. Like when we were doing Citizens of Earth, like back in the Stone Age, like you had to work really hard with Sony to get in the door, and they didn't even give us a platinum because they thought our game was too small. Like, what the hell? Things have changed for the worse.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, rant
Word
over.
of the year. Slop.
Slop, indeed.
Yeah, gonna be a lot more of it coming. Yeah, but Deadpool VR, I kind of had a good time with it. I played an hour and a bit maybe, and as you may know, Neil Patrick Harris does the voice, kind of doing like a little. He's definitely trying to capture the Ryan Reynolds feel, but it's in a weird, kind of interesting zone because it's like it feels a bit like the live action movie because of the voice, but like it obviously the look of it is kind of that cell shaded look, and it's drawing from I don't even know some of the characters that are in it. Like Mojo, I think, is the main villain. That he's kind of like the story is he's creating this reality TV show or something, and you got to create these gladiatorial battles, but like it feels like a weird merge of the live action and actual comic books, which is kind of, I don't know, works for me. And there's lots of meta commentary of, video games and I like that stuff. But
any specific like VR commentary or jokes relating to VR?
There were, I can't remember specifics now, but there was some stuff that was actually funny. There's some stuff that's bad. For me, it's kind of hit and miss, just like the movies are. So I thought the writing was pretty good. But and the action was fun. It's just it's very arcadey, which depending on what you're looking for, could be good, could be bad. A lot of you have your katana swords, you have guns, and then you also get a grapple gun pretty early on, so you can swing around the room and kind of shoot at people, throw your swords. There's objects you can pick up and throw, and every time you kill somebody, like their weapon kind of flies up in the air in slow motion. You can grab that, and so it's very fluid and fun, and you can, I don't know, just moving around it feels good. But the thing with the combat is that it just feels at a certain point, like, in terms of trying to block attacks and then counterattack, like that stuff doesn't feel great. Like it just kind of feels like it's better to just, wag your wrist and get a bunch of hits in. So, I guess depends what you're looking for. But I was having fun with it, and I don't know, kind of maybe a little better than I thought it was going to be. So it's too bad that it seems like it did not sell very well, and maybe people just were not looking for a Deadpool VR game. It just wasn't a good fit with the IP. But
so I saw that this game is $50 US. Is that like a typical price for VR games, like high profile VR games? It seems like a high price point for me for a VR game.
It is, but it's pretty rare. Like that is kind of what the Batman Arkham game was.
Okay.
The sort of AAA or AA to AAA games might be at that price point, but most other games are 20 bucks.
What was that Horizon game on PSVR? Do you guys remember the price of that?
That was like full price 80, I think.
Okay.
If you didn't get it with the bundle,
gotcha.
Maybe 70.
Okay.
Without the bundle.
Yeah, that sounds right. But yeah, I mean, I actually got it. It was like 20% off in January or something, which was like the first clue that it's probably not selling very well. But so yeah, and there's always like promo codes and stuff. They did cut back on the Meta referral program. You used to be able to just refer stuff with your friends and build up some cash, some credit that way. It's not as good as it used to be, but still exists. So yeah, I don't know. It's too bad. I'm still playing games. I bought a few others that I'm going to try out, but yeah, it was pretty good.
All right, Huck, you got anything?
Nothing new, but I played through Terminator 2D No Fate on easy mode. I beat it, and I kind of interested to go back now. I found it kind of weird, to be honest. It definitely hit the nostalgia notes of Terminator, but it also wasn't very smooth, like animation wise, specifically the character animation. I thought like all the locations and stuff were well realized and like hit the nostalgia notes on from the movie with, you know, a few exceptions. Like I thought the what's the lab they go to? The Skynet lab or whatever.
Cyberdyne?
Yeah, Cyberdyne. I thought that one was like pretty lame and didn't really give me any vibes from the movie. But overall, it was pretty basic, the gameplay, and it's basically just like even kind of like a Contra shooter with like some chase scenes and some other sort of like somewhat memorable moments. The bosses were okay, but all of them were pretty much the same sort of gameplay mechanic. And yeah, I'm interested to go back now though, because there's like apparently a little bit of a branching storyline. So I actually started it again on the hardest mode that's currently unlocked, not Judgment Day, but the one before that. It's probably like Take Me to Your Mama or something like that. And I was actually surprised at how easy I was finding it after playing it through the first time. I heard it was very hard, but so far I've S ranked the first two levels without too much difficulty, and haven't died yet or anything. So I'm interested to continue. I don't even know how you unlock the new like paths that you could go, like the decisions. Did you guys ever get that far in this game?
No.
Okay.
I like, so yeah, like when you get to them the first time,
Yeah.
you can only take one path.
Yeah, like the
but it
path the movie takes, basically.
Beat this game to unlock. So I assume the next time through you'll have the option to do the
okay.
other
So
path.
just beat the game. Okay, I guess I didn't read the fine print. I thought maybe it was a skill level thing. But okay, well, I'm gonna probably try to see what happens in those. I don't know if it's. I think I heard like to see everything you got to play through like 12 times or something. So maybe it takes different paths, and maybe there's different things that open up when you do this. I'm not sure. So I'm kind of interested to see what they do. The first playthrough only took me like 40 minutes. So in theory, you should be able to kind of go through it a couple times pretty quickly. And yeah, I'm not very impressed by the gameplay, but I'm kind of intrigued at the branching storyline aspect and seeing what they do and if it changes anything. But that's it for me.
All right. The game I've played the most is Metroid Prime 4 Beyond since we last spoke, and I've completed it. I 100%ed it. 100% scans, 100% items, 100% green crystals. I did it all. And I really liked it. I think that's going to be one of my stories of 2025. Just Nintendo not getting enough credit for this year. I think they had a lot of great games this year that no one's playing on the Switch too. And I don't blame the general public for that because of prices, but I do blame journalists for not discussing these games enough. And Metroid Prime 4, when it's just exploration of levels and the rooms, it's classic Metroid to me and classic Metroid Prime. Some new morph ball abilities I thought were really fun that I won't spoil. And I thought, a lot of complaints about the linear nature of the game, which I understand to some degree, but it doesn't bother me that much with Metroid Prime as it does in like a 2D version, because obviously Metroid is about exploration. But in Metroid Prime, you explore within a room so much more, right? When you play a 2D game, you just kind of run through a room, maybe look for something breakable or at the end game scan stuff. In these games, you're looking all around. You're looking in 3D space, up, down, everywhere, scanning things. So you explore a lot more in 3D space. So I'm fine with it personally. The bosses were amazing, except for the final boss. The final boss is so bad. I don't know how it made it past playtesting. There's 3 phases. The first phase, you have to protect allies that get downed. Literally I failed this boss 3 times. I didn't die at any other boss in the game because this electric shock hit a character. 2 of them died, and I couldn't get to them in time to heal them. I literally had 2 seconds to get there. It was impossible for me to heal them. So that was really frustrating. And don't say, oh, you should have healed them before. You can't. You can't heal them until they're down. You can't even manage it while you're doing the fight. So it's insane.
I do remember that lightning attack being a pain, but...
and it's the last like there's 4 mini phases within that first phase, and it's the last one. So you have to go back and do the whole thing again. It was really bad. And then you go through this kind of wormhole portion, which has like literally unavoidable attacks in it. These like spinning blades that
except you can use the projectile gun
to hit them.
No, like it goes to slow motion. If you go through the blades and you hit him on the other side, the enemy on the other side,
I mean, that
it'll disappear.
I mean, usually in that game, if you don't know what to do, it's use the slow motion gun.
I forgot about that for a long time, so I only figured that out.
But there's
later.
there's no reason to think in my head hitting someone that's not the thing coming at you is going to stop those things from moving. Like they need to be tethered to him, or there needs to be a visual indicator that that's even possible. And that goes for the last phase as well. Just some really bad, unintuitive mechanics, and pretty difficult too compared to the rest of the game. So hated the last boss, but other than that, I thought it was great. And the open world stuff in the desert, not amazing, a little sparse, but I loved riding the bike, the Viola bike. I thought it was fun. And my biggest complaint with that is you have to like power slide to get green crystals, and they space them out in a way that it's very hard to get them all on one run. And like, I don't want to double back and do a 360 to get one little crystal I missed. Like that was a bad design decision, but great game.
But when you do that power slide and you get them all, it feels pretty good.
It is, but you just pull 1 or 2 away. Like have 2 things that you have to do that for, not like a weird pattern that it's just frustrating, and it detracts from the fun factor of the game, which other than that, it's really fun. So some of the best music, if not my favorite music in any game this year, some great tracks, and it looks incredible. I love the look of that game. And some of the best names: Volt Forge, Fury Green, Chrono Tower. It gets a little weak towards the end. Ice Belt, like what is it? Something Mines. Like you really dropped the ball in those last 2 biomes in Nintendo. But do not sleep on Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. It is a very good game.
Yeah, I liked it a lot too. The boss that I found the most frustrating was like that spider thing that's like crawls on the walls. Do you remember what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
There's like phases of that where he's on the wall and it won't progress unless you shoot and hit like a specific target. But like there's not enough feedback to tell you if you're actually hitting it. So like the first bunch of times I played, like it took me forever, and I was like, what am I missing here? And I guess I was not hitting the target. I was close, but I wasn't actually hitting it.
Well, you have to use the free aim, right? Like how it shows you in the opening, you have to like lock, or you have to do like pure free aim with the right stick. So I didn't have feedback issues.
Controls for it.
Yeah, but some of the hardest encounters are like random enemy encounters, not even the bosses. That's where I died, when you meet some new enemy that just shreds you. Last, I do have to say, there's some egregious backtracking at the beginning of the game where you literally have to go across the desert twice within like a 20-minute span. And not having a fast travel system in a game in this day and age is pretty unforgivable. So
is that when you need to get the electric unlock?
I mean, you basically go to one area, they tell you to go to another one, you get one thing, and you have to go back.
Okay, that's I think where I am right now.
Yeah, like that is like so weak, but you know, it would be like an 8.5 for me as a game out of 10. But I really liked it.
Nice.
All right, Sean.
So game I played that was kind of, part of the preparing for my top 10 list. I had to check out Despelote, which has been, getting a lot of great reviews. I've seen it on some top 10 lists. And so I checked it out and played through the whole thing. It's pretty short. It's like maybe 2 hours. And interesting idea. Didn't totally blow me away. Basically, it's kind of a soccer game, but it's, how would I describe it? It's almost like part documentary, part memoir. Like the developer of the game, I guess, grew up in Ecuador, I believe, and they early 2000s they had like a run where they made it to the World Cup for the first time, and it's kind of about that time period where he was a kid, and this is happening in the background, and you're kind of living, bits and pieces of his life where it's like, he's at a family dinner and the game's on in the background, or he's playing outside with some friends and people are talking about it, and so you just kind of get these little vignettes, and it's mostly a first person game, and there's just a lot of sections where you're kind of outside kicking a ball around with friends while you're talking about stuff, and you're not really doing anything. It's just kicking a ball around and then listening to dialogue. There's some sections where you're playing this sort of like old school soccer game on like a video game console as well, and it's like your mom's talking to you and you're trying to play this game and she's getting in your way. The art style is kind of interesting. I mean, it's not. I don't know.
It's gross. Let's be honest. It's an ugly game.
They clearly chose this style just to kind of stand out. I don't know that it. It didn't do that much for me, but like certainly you look at it and it's like, oh, I haven't seen a game that really looks like that. Like it's kind of almost like a Game Boy black and white background, but with like a color filter on it, and that's like real-ish looking 3D, but then all the characters are like 2D cartoony black and white characters. So it's like just kind of a weird mix, but
looks like a Game Boy camera printout.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. And so I mean, it was unique, and certainly I'm glad it exists, but it is not going to make my top 10 list. I will say that.
Definitely a game no one wants to criticize, and I am getting very bad vibes from it. I still might check it out because there are exceptions to that rule. There's the Never Alones, which was a game no one wanted to say was bad, even though it like mechanically was horrible. But there's also like a game I would have thought that about potentially was Venba, but I love that game and the story was incredible. So
yeah, I mean, some of these short little indie games I think are awesome, and like, have been the closest I've come to, feeling true emotion in a video game. And I thought this might be one of those.
I dropped tier for. It's the only time I've ever dropped tier.
There you go.
But like that, I don't know. It's you can't tell the way the games are reviewed, which ones are the ones you have to.
I mean, there's a couple other like And Roger I still want to check out. That's kind of been talked about in those same kind of terms this year.
Yeah, and there's another one, Consume Me. You heard of that one?
Yeah,
that one's also similar.
I did buy that one. I haven't played it yet, but yeah, the thing with this one, and like it's tough to criticize because it's barely a game. Like it feels more like an interactive art thing to me. So
yeah, it's clearly an adventure game, right? But like even And Roger, it's got a great art style. Like I think it looks awesome. I don't think Despelote looks good either. So to me, that's one of the selling points of an adventure game, if not the main selling point of an adventure game, is the visuals and art style. So
yeah, I mean, the thing with the art style that kind of bugged me is there's sections where you're kind of trying to navigate these city streets, and it's hard to tell what you're looking at because the backgrounds are so kind of pixely, or however you want to put it. So yeah, it was not fully working for me on that level.
Sounds incredible. My next game is Dispatch, which I finally beat.
Nice.
And I'm really torn on Dispatch because I think, like, visually, one of my favorite games of the year. Like, top 5 visuals, absolutely blown away by the animation, art direction. Some of the best writing, if not the best writing I can remember in a game ever. As like an episodic TV show, not a game. Probably some of the best writing out of any show I watched last year. So really impressed with that. And I like the mini games in concept, but this is where it gets a little weird because with a controller, it is deeply flawed. Like trying to select things and make last minute decisions on your dispatch map with a controller, especially at the end of the game, and knowing what heroes are selected before you dispatch. I mean, the feedback and user experience for that is not good. It's really frustrating at times when I just miss a dispatch because I tried to. If you back out of one and then go back in, you have to re-navigate to that one. Just weird user interface stuff with that severely detracted from my experience towards the end of the game, but I still loved it. So maybe if I played it on keyboard and mouse, I would have none of these issues, which is a rare experience to have like such a different experience between controller and keyboard and mouse. Like I can't remember many games I played on console that were designed for PC that didn't kind of get a pretty good version of controller support for the game, and I don't think this one does a good job. And I do think the hacking mini game is a little unforgiving with some of the enemies that follow you in there, and sometimes you're moving through this grid and they just show up. Like you can't see that far ahead of the grid and they just appear and attack you. And I feel like I'm at the mercy of the screen space of the game. So it means you have to go slow. And the whole point of it is to go fast because you're on a time limit for these hacking games. So definitely some design issues, but story and visuals, some of the best of the year. It's on the cusp of making my top 10, but probably out.
Yeah, just on the differences between, controller versus keyboard and mouse, or, PC versus console. I was kind of having some issues. Like I'm trying to go back and play The Root Trees Are Dead. And that's one where I really wanted to play on the Steam Deck, but you got to type. Without being able to type, it's pretty rough. So I kind of was like, had a Bluetooth keyboard hooked up so I could type stuff and then go back to the Steam Deck, but it's
Bit of Bluetooth keyboard hooked up to your Steam Deck.
Yeah.
Oh
but
my God.
It's it's kind of I wish they had, because you can hold the Steam button and press X to bring up the built-in keyboard to type something in. But I wish they had like an in-game keyboard. It would have been way better.
All right, Dispatch. If you like adventure games or story-based games, it needs to be on your radar. It's very good.
I played one thing that going back to Sean reminded me of when he said the like Game Boy style game. I don't know if I talked about this game. I played a game while I was on vacation in December, which I don't think I mentioned on the show. It came out a couple years ago, but it's called False Skies, and it's like a Final Fantasy game that is like NES graphics, but it was actually pretty fun to play, and like it was very reminiscent of like actual NES Final Fantasy, and it did a lot of things well. Battles were fun. It's like basically exactly what you envision for, a first step Final Fantasy graphics wise, but with a few other kind of like control upgrades and just menu upgrades and stuff like that. So it was pretty fun. I think it's pretty short. I played for a couple hours on my Steam Deck when I was away, and haven't gone back to it, but you triggered my memory of that one when you mentioned the Game Boy graphics. And so if people are interested in sort of like a very retro-inspired Final Fantasy-esque role-playing game, like Final Fantasy 1, check this one out, False Skies.
Yeah, there's also a demo for it on Steam as well.
Oh, there you go. Perfect.
Check it out.
Nice.
Sean, anything else for you?
Yeah, I'll give you one other quick thing. So this is a game that I was offered a code for and had not heard of it. Stunt Bike Extreme. Now, I believe it was presented to me as like a Trials-like game. And I was like, oh, interesting. Nobody's making Trials games anymore. I'm kind of intrigued. And so I tried it out and, I've played probably like the first, I don't know, 15 levels, something like that, maybe. And it feels pretty good. It's pretty fun, pretty breezy. They've kind of added one element that I don't think was in any of the Trials games. I could be wrong, but like they have kind of like hidden collectibles in the level. So it's like you play through, try to get beat a certain time, but then you go back through and like as you're playing through the first time, you're like, oh, I see that box of cash there, and then you can go back through later and try and actually get to those places. But so the weird thing is, well, first of all, I think it's also available on mobile, which as soon as I learned that, I'm like, okay, now I'm starting to get a little more suspicious of the game. But visually it doesn't look great. The character model looks pretty rough, and some of the cosmetics and stuff are kind of goofy. But it just brought up this thought to me, and I'm curious what you guys think. Like, usually we kind of a knockoff game, we would be like, why would you want to play that? Like, why is this allowed on the PlayStation Store or whatever? Like we were just discussing. But when nobody's making that game, that genre of game, and somebody comes along and does it pretty good, I don't know. That's like a different story, and that's kind of what I feel like this is.
I'm not as offended by that. Like, once a genre is established, tons of games do it. Every game copies from other games.
Yeah, I guess. But I mean, like, it's very much like an exact ripoff. And I can't say for sure. I saw some comments on Steam, somebody saying that they were almost copying some of the levels from Trials, the original Trials. I don't know if that's true. I actually went back and fired up Trials HD just to kind of see if I noticed that or anything else. And I mean, the one thing I noticed is Trials is way more difficult. This game is pretty easy. Like I don't know. It just the physics feels a lot more forgiving, but also like Trials HD, like there's more of almost a puzzle element of like you hit certain parts of a course and you're like, how do I get past this? Like, there's a certain sequence of events. You got to hit the gas at just the right time. This didn't really seem to have that. Maybe it happens later on. I'm not sure, but I don't know. Just thought I'd throw it out there. I was kind of enjoying it. If you do like Trials and you miss those games, maybe you want to give it a look. It's pretty cheap. So it's Stunt Bike Extreme.
All right. Speaking of games or genres that are not being made anymore and trying to get a new version of that, I played Sektori, which Sean informed me about, which is a twin stick shooter in the spirit of Geometry Wars and Super Stardust HD. Two of my favorite games, and I love Super Stardust HD. And this is developed by one developer who left Housemarque, I believe. And it's a twin stick shooter that's pulling elements from Geometry Wars and also Cyber Demon and some of those other like single run games, like even aesthetically and vibes wise, some thumper vibes with music. So it's kind of like those are the three games I would amalgamate to make Sektori. And at first, it didn't really take. I bought it a week ago, and I'm like, yeah, it's all right. It didn't scratch the itch the way I thought it was. But today I fired it up again, and I got pulled in. I finally started to understand the systems, and after 2 hours, I'm like, I got to put it down. I could play this all night. So I'm definitely into it now, and I'm starting to understand the intricacies of the different systems, and there's a lot of depth and decision. And even just adding roguelike elements to one of those games, I'm surprised no one has just made like a roguelike Geometry Wars or something like that. So this is the closest thing we have to that at this point. And it has an 88 Metacritic. I'm probably going to stick with it. It might make my top 10 if I really get hooked on it this week. So if you like those types of games, definitely check it out.
How do you spell it? I couldn't find it on Steam.
Sektori.
Ah, okay, that's why.
And
I've heard some good things for sure. Like it's been making some top 10 lists. So,
and the developer is Kimmo Latinen. So I think solo developer. Although they have a company, Kimmo Factory Oi. But yeah, pretty fun. And I'm just a few levels in. I'm looking at some late stages of chaos and things going on in the game, and it looks pretty good. And it's not like frustrating. Even in Super Stardust and Geometry Wars, there'd be times where I was like, an enemy spawned in on me, and I'm like, it gets to a point where I can't avoid anything. This game so far does not have that problem. When I die, I'm like, yeah, that's my fault. It always feels like my fault, which is such a good sign. So, yeah, Sektori.
This game is making me want to play, or it reminds me of like Velocity 2X. Remember that game? Mm-hmm. That game was great.
I never played that.
Oh, it's excellent. Need a remake of that, or someone to do like a updated version of that.
Did they make Velocity 3X or something?
I don't think
that
so.
20XX game or something. All right. Anyone have anything else?
Oh, just Frank, you were mentioning like roguelike Geometry Wars games, and it just reminded me there is a game that's out called Geometry Survivor that was kind of like Geometry Wars, but like Vampire Survivors kind of mixed together.
Okay.
And can't vouch for it, never played it, but it looked kind of intriguing.
Yeah, I'm checking it out right now. It's heavily borrowing from the aesthetic of Geometry Wars, which is that's when it gets into kind of gross territory for me.
Yeah.
Like when visuals are completely borrowed. Like there was that one mobile game that completely ripped off Breath of the Wild and those types of games, like aesthetically. And I don't know, I'm more bothered by aesthetic than game design choices, because every game is built upon previous games design and quality of life improvements and solving problems. So I'm way less offended by that than by visual theft. But okay, is that it for everyone?
Yep.
I think so.
Okay. Next week, we'll probably be talking about the Xbox Showcase that's airing this Thursday, I believe, the 22nd. Mio, Memories in Orbit, is the first big game that I can think of this year. It launches tomorrow at 11 o'clock. I have it pre-ordered. Finally have some Metacritic scores. Pretty good, 84 right now. I think it's got some potentially divisive map exploration economies and some things, but I'm very excited for it. It's a new game, our first new game of 2026. So we'll have our thoughts on that, I would think, and it's on Game Pass as well, right?
That's right. Yep.
All right. So look forward to that next week. You can watch us on youtube.com/GameJunk, and Discord links are there as well. We'll see you next week. Thank you for listening or watching. Bye-bye.